right? So it's actually, specifically for Will and I, it's definitely brought us closer. It's so funny how crisis will do that.
Absolutely.
That is yet another lie Jada Pinkett Smith wants us to believe. Today, we will tell you how her husband suffered for years and why Jada humiliated him again. Subscribe, hit the bell, and find out why Pinkett told the whole world about her infidelity. Is it true that it is Mrs. Smith who controls whether we learn the truth about her husband's true sexuality, as she is terrified that someone else will expose him instead? In December 2023, a book by Smith's assistant, brother Bilaal, was published under the telling title, Will Smith and the Demon Circle. In it, the actor's former friend and colleague reveals all the couple's secrets, and Jada is beside herself with rage and fear. After all, according to Bilaal, she controlled her husband by hiding his biggest secret and threatening to give it away if Will did not dance to her tune, namely, that Smith is gay. But his assistant beat her to it and exposed it in a November interview with Tasha K.
What do you say about the allegations? There's like so many rumors. Anything you want to say? We suing.
Watch to the end to find out why his wife, who no longer lives with the actor since 2016, talks about his gay scandal instead of him. If you think Pinkett wants to save her husband's reputation, you are wrong. After all, the more pathetic Will's image became, the cooler Jada looked in comparison. Even her scandalous book, Worthy, she said, was released with his blessing.
He thought that the experience that he had writing his book, I would benefit greatly from it. He was right.
Only the naive actor did not know what his wife would actually write about. In his 2021 book, Will, he also talked about their marriage problems, but was careful not to make his wife look bad. And when her book dragged him through the mud, he wrote a letter to the New York Times, thanking her for courage. Either he has become such a wimp after 30 years of humiliation that Smith called marriage, or
I already knew how disruptive it was going to be, so I had to make sure that my inner circle was tight.
it sounds like Will agreed to a new round of pain. At a fan meet and greet at the Enoch Pratt Free Library in Baltimore, he confirmed their entire marriage was like that.
We call it brutal. It was brutal and beautiful at the same time.
Jada was too cruel to her husband. From small things like revealing Smith's real adorkable name to fans to lying about him becoming a replacement for Tupac. In September 2023, Pinkett congratulated her husband on Instagram, calling him Willard. The fans laughed. How can a Hollywood macho man have such a funny name? Although they should have asked why did his wife revealed it 30 years later, as well as telling the whole world in 2020 she had an affair with her since friend, August Alsina, and she said Will had given his blessing. Again, he's really kind, don't you think? Although his former assistant, who has a grudge against Jada, has an explanation.
She's been the one that's always controlled who was around him,
Yes.
who could talk to him,
Yes.
who could get to him,
Yes.
and she didn't want him the entire time.
No. No.
Okay.
According to Bilaal, Smith had a backseat in his marriage. His wife controls even how to humiliate him in front of the audience. For example, for some reason, Pinkett decided to talk about her relationship with Tupac Shakur in her book. Allegedly, they were kindred spirits, wrote poems to each other, and were inseparable. On October 24, 2023, an official rapper's biography was published, where his sister and late mother confirmed he and Jada were friends, just friends. And long before his passing in 1997, they did not even communicate. Allegedly, the young actress did not approve of his lifestyle, and the couple fought over this. But in her book, she claimed to be around supporting him.
Tupac at Rikers Island.
Yep.
She never been there because she was traveling with Will Smith on vacation to different parts because Will had just divorced his wife.
T.K. Kirkland, along with many others, have exposed these lies. Pinkett didn't even think about Tupac because she was head over heels in love with her new guy, Will Smith. So why lie about it and present your husband as a backup option? After all, then she will look like a victim who has lost the love of her life and is suffering because of it. We noticed that all the interviews before and after her book's release painted the difficult path Jada went through. she dreamed of driving off a cliff and used substances. And not a single person asked why, in the process of healing, she subjected her husband to such hell. There is a reason.
As it relates to Jada, they can't go too deep because they sign all kind of agreements prior to doing an interview. If Jada doesn't approve it, it can't come out.
She decides what to show us. So, in an interview with Oprah, Smith said the couple spent very little time apart and remained a family. But Jada announced both separated in 2016. Moreover, the moment that almost cost Will his career, the Oscars 2022 incident, has now cast the actor in an even more pathetic light.
She said, "Oh, that'll surprise me because that was the first time he referred to me as, as his wife in years."
Right. And why throw him under the bus like that, Jada? This is my thing.
Imagine, she went with him to all the red carpets and ceremonies, yet suddenly decided to tell us it had been a farce all along. On the one hand, this should evoke sympathy among ordinary women. They also go to get-togethers with their husbands' colleagues, reluctantly communicate with their relatives, and try to support their spouses even when they don't feel like it. She became the poster child of no matter what happens in marriage, this is not a reason to get a divorce.
Whether they stay together forever or not.
Right.
It sounds like you're staying together
We're
forever.
staying together forever.
Perfect.
I
Okay.
tried. We tried.
Virtuous, we'll give her that. But what if it is Jada who is causing problems in the marriage? We have already witnessed it. There were rumors Smith caught his wife in bed with J-Lo's ex, Mark Anthony, yet forgave her. But don't think that Will is so weak.
She had to make herself happy, and I had to make myself happy. And then we were going to present ourselves back to the relationship already happy.
They looked for happiness on the side, and unlike Jada, Smith seems to have found it. So says his former friend and assistant, brother Bilaal. Even before his scandalous book, there were rumors about an affair between Will and his Fresh Prince of Bel-Air co-star, Duane Martin. In 2016, Martin had a fight with his wife, allegedly because of his bankruptcy, which made the couple divorce in 2020. Yet Jada's revelations make fans doubt. After all, in 2016, Smith helped a friend out by giving Martin $2 million, and soon also separated from his wife. Very suspicious. According to Bilaal, Pinkett knew about her husband's affairs and was going to expose him herself, and Bilaal just got ahead of her.
Say that this man is bisexual, and then I saw sexual acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Duane Martin.
The former assistant admitted Will's first wife also caught him in bed with a man and divorced him for that reason. Although the official version was Smith left Sharif for Jada. Bilaal clarified that, at that time, Smith had an affair with his gay manager, Benny Medina. In August 2023, Alexis Arquette, an actress and trans activist, posted about it on Facebook.
When Jada comes out as gay and her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked into him servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them.
Bilaal confirmed it and said Pinkett knew about her husband's sexuality and played it to her advantage. This way, she could control his life and reputation. After all, why is it she who talks about Will's years of gay rumors, not him? So, in a recent interview with The Breakfast Club, she told why Bilaal tells the truth about her husband now.
This is a person that tried a money shakedown that didn't work. We're gonna take legal action because it's one thing to have your opinion about somebody versus salacious and malicious stories.
A former assistant got fired after he demanded a huge sum from Will for helping him write his book, and this little detail has fans furious. If Bilaal had been satisfied with the payment, would he have remained silent and cover up for the family he is now trying so hard to expose? That paints him as much of a pest on Smith's name as Jada herself. But while they are squabbling among themselves, Will is quietly restoring his career. So, on December 3rd at the Red Sea International Film Festival in Saudi Arabia, the actor announced he was starting work on the sequel to the super successful I Am Legend, a film that brought in $585 million. Soon, Smith's name will again enter the top box office actors list. Do you think this happened thanks to or despite Jada's efforts? Share in the comments, did she manage to destroy her husband's reputation, or is there more to come?